Thank Arnie for inviting me all the way to present my experience. As I said yesterday, we had this experience of robotic in the last 4 months. We have acquired the robo only in 4 months. I come from a place who is known to produce the smallest car in the world called Nano. You must have heard of Nano, which is the smallest car. So this is Pune, which is about 100 kilometers of Bombay. And this is our institute, which is the Galaxy Care Institute. Coming to radical hysterectomies, I think this is an operation which has been described about 100 years back and modified by a lot of people, but the most important modification I think which has remained over the period of years is the PUS type 1, type 2 and type 3. The first laparoscopic procedure was done in 1993 and the robotic one in 2005. What has the world seen? The cervical cancer is the third most common cancer worldwide, and it is the #1 cancer of females in our country. 80% of the cases occur in the developing world, and radical hysterectomy has been completely proven to be the treatment of choice up to the stage 2A. Unfortunately, in spite of knowing the results of laparoscopic radical hysterectomy, very few laparoscopic radical hysterectomies have been performed. The basic myths of minimal access radical hysterectomy is the learning curve. The time which is taken to do the minimal access radical hysterectomy is of course much more. And if you see the first surgery which was done in 1993 till 2004, there were only 350 cases which were reported in the literature. That means that there were no formulated steps and the oncological safety was always questioned. We've published our first results of laparoscopic total radical hysterectomy by the Pune technique. This was the technique which we developed way back in 2005, and over the period of next 3 years tested it so-called duplicability, and this was our largest experience of 248 cases. Reason for this was that the cancer of the cervix was the most common cancer amongst women in India. 1 lakh new cases, 100,000 new cases are detected every year, and we have an advanced laparoscopic center. What were the steps of why did we call it as a Pune technique, which is published and accepted, was that we described this in few 6 baby steps so that the radical hysterectomy could be done in a much better and a duplicable way. Because we always thought that if the procedure cannot be duplicated, it's of no use. So it was devised in 6 baby steps. And before we go to the robotic one, I'm just going to give you a glimpse of what exactly is the laparoscopic technique before we go to the robotic, and what was the similarity with which we did this technique. These were the 5 ports. Since majority of the tumors are the squamous cell carcinomas, we normally use a myoma screw for getting the uterine manipulation. The first step starts by taking a peritoneal cut medial to the ureter. This is the infundibulopelvic ligament on the right side. And we start this cut, and this is the posterior U cut. This goes right into the pouch of Douglas, you can see. So this is the step #1.